Hello, welcome.
Thank you.
welcome. Good
Thank
to
you.
see you.
Oh, that's my sister, Nicole Tatzon.
Oh, hi, Nicole. How are you?
Hey, I'm great. How are you?
Good. Thank you for joining. Thank you.
Welcome.
Oh, and that's my other sister, Geraldine Alumape from Texas.
Okay, wonderful.
Yes.
Sisters.
From Maryland.
I love it. Well, welcome everyone. Now it is 6 o'clock. This time we have just 1 hour. So we'll go ahead and start. There will be a replay. So I'm going to send out the link to the replay and we can all go back and review what we have talked about today. We are going to talk about how to create a vision board that works. So a weight loss vision board. Just a little bit about myself. I'm a family medicine physician here in Louisiana. I have been working or graduated in 1997. That's a long time ago. So I've been practicing since then. And I'm very passionate about weight loss just because I was one of those that was born a heavy child, morbidly obese. I think my highest weight was about 300. And I started working on my weight in 2010, but I really got serious 3 years ago in 2017. So I took everything that I learned along the way, a 9.5-year journey, and I boiled that down into 6 simple steps called the Evolve Method. But today we're here to talk about weight loss vision board, and vision board is really very important. And what is a vision board, for example? I know that's the first thing we want to talk about is exactly what it is. A vision board is just a tool that helps give you clarity on your goal and your dream. So the vision board is just a tool. When you surround yourself with things that remind you of your vision, and that's why we talk about a vision board, when you remind yourself, it causes your dream to stay in your vision. It's a reminder for you daily, so you have a higher chance of success. I'll give you an example. In my practice, I have a weight loss coaching section of my practice also. And so when somebody comes in the clinic, my very first question is, what did you eat yesterday? Tell me about everything that you ate yesterday. And a lot of people have a hard time just remembering that, what they ate yesterday. Another thing that happens is when we are overweight or when we are obese, we do a lot of things just by habit, or we're not thinking, or we don't really put any significant process into it. Or when we start a weight loss journey, we start motivated, we're doing good, the first week passes, that's good, the second week, and then very soon things start to fade off. Motivation seems like it's down the pits. It becomes a little harder for us to keep exercising every day. We're not really eating like we should. And so we now fall back. And then sometimes the weight that we've lost, we even gain it back. Has that happened to you? I know that has happened to me. It's happened to me a lot, just too many times. So the reason why I want us to create a vision board together is really to lay down a solid foundation. It even says so in the Bible. If that foundation is not strong, everything becomes shaky after that. So the vision board is really, I have mine here. We'll talk about this later. I have mine also on my Facebook page. A vision board is really you taking your ideas, your imagination, and putting that on paper down in front of you so you can see them often. It really gives you clarity. It helps reinforce that image that you have of yourself. And so today, the 7 steps that we'll talk about on how to create a vision board that works, and there's a little bonus at the end which the last group missed, and we'll talk about today why your vision board fails. So that we'll talk about the 7 steps. The very first step is contemplation. Very simply put, thinking about your goals. Just sitting down by yourself 30 minutes every day and thinking about your goals and how you plan to achieve those goals when it comes to your weight loss. And you can do a vision board for anything, but we're really talking about weight loss today. So step number 1 is contemplation. Step number 2 is preparation. Figuring out the tools. What exactly do you want to put on your vision board? And then step number 3 is laying down that solid foundation. How do you want to map out your vision board? How exactly do you want these things on the vision board to flow? Then number 4, we're going to build the vision board, put the building blocks together. And number 5, motivation. We'll sit on that for a little bit longer, because motivation or lack of motivation is one of the biggest reasons why we don't stay consistent with our weight loss. And then we'll look at how to review the vision board every day and to recalibrate, meaning just simply tracking your progress as you're going along. So just a few questions here. If you had to travel from one place to another, okay, all of us here are Cameroonians. Let's say you want to travel from the United States to Cameroon, for example. How do you do it? I mean, you just don't get up one day and say, okay, I'm going to Cameroon. No, I mean, you sit here for months and months and months, thinking, planning, worrying, what am I going to do? What am I going to take? Okay, did I forget? So that's the same thing. We want to be intentional about losing weight. If I tell you I've been working on my weight for 3 years seriously, and a total of almost 10 years, so that's how much effort you need to put into keeping your weight under control. So in real life, everything is created twice. It starts with your imagination, what you're thinking, and then it actually materializes. So the first thing I want you to think about is your goal. How much weight do you want to lose realistically? You know, some of us say, well, I want to lose some weight. If you're not really clear about a goal, then you're not sending a very clear message to your brain either. Your brain functions best when it is clear about what you want to do. For example, you can't tell yourself, I want to travel. Exactly where? So we have to take our weight seriously enough that we need to be very, very intentional about everything. That's the only way you can succeed. I put out a blog yesterday on my website, and that blog is talking about 3 things that you can do to lose weight without even exercising or being on a specific diet. And the first thing is just your habits. The habits are so important. So I love what, and I'm going to read this out here to you. This is what Meister Eckhart said. When the soul wants to experience something, she throws out an image and then she steps into it. So what I want you to do now, and this is an action step, is to write down your goal. How much weight do you want to lose? That's very important that you write down that goal. Exactly how much weight do you want to lose? Because if you're not clear about how much weight you want to lose, then it seems like you're just making a journey without a specific destination. And when we talk about goals, of course, all of us know about SMART goals. Your goals have to be specific, they have to be measurable, they have to be attainable, they have to be realistic for you, and they have to be time bound. That's exactly the same thing we want to do with our weight. In July of 2017, so almost 3 years ago, I went for an event and everybody said, you know how we are, oh wow, you look good, you look good. So I came back home and I'm looking at the pictures and I'm thinking, oh my goodness, I didn't know I was so heavy. I had no idea. And that was my wake-up call. I actually looked at my dress size and I was between a size 20 and a size 22. And I decided to put a stop to things right there and get serious. I said, there's no excuse for me to be this size. In addition to that, I had elevated blood pressure in the past, so I know I'm a high risk. I had high cholesterol in the past and high blood sugar. So I say that because when you think about your goal or your reason for losing weight, it has to be, you have to have a strong reason. If you say you want to lose weight to attend the wedding, well, what happens when the wedding comes and passes? Chances, well, your reason for losing weight in the first place is gone. I call it the why power. Your why power or your reason for doing anything has to be compelling enough. And I'm going to show you how you write that why power on your board, because you want to see it every day to remind yourself that this is the reason why I want to lose weight. So right now we're going to write down the word goal. What's our goal? How much weight do you want to lose? And right beside that, I want you to write down why. Why? Because again, we know we're all here trying to lose weight. It's not easy. I mean, the going is tough. Even for me, I've been doing this for some time, but it's not easy and it's not without glitches along the way. But if you can look back at your why power, then you have a strong reason for keeping on. So when you sit down by yourself after this 1 hour lecture, I want you to go back and figure out your why. Concrete and serious reasons. Usually the health reasons are very important. If you have children, even more important. When I decided to really get serious, I mean, my children now are adults per se, you know, but they're still in the house. But I'm a single mom. So it's so important for me, at least for my children to finish school before anything happens to me. Otherwise, it'll be a total mess for them. They don't have any other parent that's holding them along the way. I need to be healthy for these kids. Very important. So what's your why power? Very, very important. I'm going to read you something here while you're thinking about your why. I'm going to read this to you. And this is just a little technical, but it's going to help you when you sit down and think about why am I creating a vision board. Now, one of the things, we have a part in our brain called the reticular activating system. And I'm just going to take 1 minute and tell you the technical reasons why you have to be thinking about your goal and why you have to be thinking about your why power in order for you to be successful. This part of the brain, this is called the attention center. So when something is in your mind and you're paying attention to it, chances are you would actually accomplish that thing because your mind is paying attention to it. If you just forget about the fact that you're losing weight every day, I mean, chances are you step out the house, you run out there, and then you forget, you come back home in the evening and you're looking through everything and you're thinking, wow, that was not a good day for me. No, I want you to step out of your house every day intentionally, knowing that everything you do should keep you on track with your weight loss. So this reticular activating system, in your mind, your attention center, you can program it. And the way to do that is to look at your vision board so that all these visions and images that you have on here stay in your consciousness. And if you repeat that often, you build that consciousness muscle, for lack of a better term, so that you are aware of it. I right now, I mean, if I go out, I don't really have any problems when I go to parties because most of the things that we have on the table, I'm just not thinking of eating them. Dole, fried plantain, cake, ching ching. I mean, I'm not missing it. I'm not feeling like eating it just because I have trained myself for long enough that it's not a problem. So that's step number 1, thinking about your goals and your why power. Why is it so important for you to lose weight? And there's nothing bad with wanting to be in a smaller size. There's nothing bad about wanting to look good. Hey, women work hard enough. It's okay to want to look good. But I need you to back that up with a stronger why. So that was step number 1. Just really thinking about your goal, because that's going to be your destination on your vision board. My vision board has a few more goals there in addition to my actual weight, what I want to be. I want to be a certain body fat percentage, and that's just a thing for me. It doesn't have to be the thing for you, but it's just my thing now. I want to be a certain body fat percentage for a specific reason. Other goals that I have here, my vision board, I want to be a better person. I want to be a better mom. I want to be a better coach, a better physician, and just better overall. So I have that there to remind me. So we'll look at my vision board later on, and I want your vision board to reflect you. So that was step number 1. Step number 2, and we are going through this vision board because it's so important for you to get your weight to the normal, to get yourself to the normal weight for you, acceptable. If you're not sure what your normal weight should be, you can schedule a free consultation with me. Go to my website, Dr. Inaka Yembe, DOCTOR, that's spelled out, drinakayembe.com. Book a free consultation with me, and I'll be happy to just talk to you for 30 minutes, share some ideas with you, and those could be helpful sometimes. Another thing that I don't want you to forget is always talk to your primary care provider. Let them know you're embarking on a journey and you would like to know what your specific body weight is. I mean, your goal body weight. I also have a goal BMI. I mean, I have just so many things when it comes to my goals here. But we'll go on to step number 2. So preparation. Now, first you spend time contemplating on your goals and your why, and now you want to sit down and prepare. And preparation is all about figuring out the tools. What is it that you want to put on your vision board? Do you want newspaper clippings? That's fine. Do you want pictures? Do you like to draw? Do you use note cards? I mean, I have these things everywhere. I have different colors. I have white ones, pink ones, blue ones, yellow, just anything. Do you like glitter? Are you a black and white person? How do you want your vision board to look like? Your vision board has to be you. It has to stimulate your emotions, because we human beings, we work based on emotions. So when you create your vision board, you have to create it in a way that's pleasing to you, because this is your board. Other things you can put on here are pictures of family, pictures of yourself, your wedding. I have on my vision board, and I'm going to show you later on, I have a picture of myself when I had my baby. She was about 6 months old then. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. I was almost 300 pounds. But that is my never going back point. I have that on my vision board also. So get your tools together. You spend time writing down your goals, figuring out all the things you want to get from on your vision board. So you've written that down. And step number 2 is getting your tools together. Getting your clippings, your pictures, your quotes, your note cards, all the things that will go on your vision board. So that was step number 2. Step number 3 is laying down the foundation. And I'm going to show you my vision board again here. So I have my vision board divided into 3 different sections. And the way I did that, I went first and I penciled down different places and different things that I wanted to go on this board. So that's how I laid down my own foundation. I have here in this section here, where I'll never go back, it was important for me to put some pictures of myself where I was my heaviest. And then I have some feelings of how I felt at that time. I mean, I felt insecure, I was embarrassed, I was self-conscious. I actually also have my measurements. This is what I measured out at that time, my waist, my hips, my chest. But I keep this past here so I remember where I came from. But I make it a very small part of my total vision board. This is a very small part. Right below that, I have my positive affirmations, and we'll talk about that. This vision board actually sits right in front of me on my table because I'm on vacation now. And so when I go back to work, this vision board is going to be sitting, it's going to be taped to the back of my bedroom door. So, so I'm going to stand here and look at it every single day. Another thing that I have on, so this is my past, where I came from. I like the fact that I have my positive affirmations right under there. It almost seems like it's counteracting those bad feelings. I mean, it just helps me. In the middle, this is my action platform. This is where I am now. This is the action that I'm taking right now. I have an image of myself that I really liked. It's a little bit heavier here, but I really liked the image because I was just so happy at that time for whatever reason. But on here, this specific quote speaks a lot to me because it says, I'm a Christian now. It says, after all, no one ever hated their own body, but they feed and care for their body just as Christ does the church. And I want you to remember that because our bodies are created as temples. So it's our duty to take care of our bodies. And I say that for a reason. Most of the time we forget that just being overweight puts us at risk of diabetes, hypertension, heart attacks, stroke, some cancers. I work in the emergency room in a small hospital. And so people who are above 325 pounds do not fit in our equipment. And they become an emergency to themselves just because of their weight. There are so many preventable diseases that do not have to happen and that can be avoided just by losing weight. The number one killer in men and women throughout the whole world is heart disease. And obesity is a risk factor for heart disease. Obesity is a risk factor for diabetes, for hypertension, for high cholesterol, all of which together, again, form a risk factor for heart attack. So most of the time you have a heart attack, you don't die, but most of the heart attacks or some of the heart attacks that come into the hospital come in the form of a sudden death. So if you care about your family, care about your children, you care about achieving your goals in life, in a healthy body, I love what Jim Rohn said, take care of your body because it's the only place you have to live in on this earth. So if you don't take care of your body, you have a high risk of being sick or debilitated or dealing with medical complications, spending a lot of money, affecting your family just because of your weight. It's a huge problem. So back to the vision board, we've talked about contemplating, thinking about your goals. We've talked about preparation, figuring out what you will actually put on your vision board. We've also talked about laying down the foundation, so sectioning out your vision board in a way that it would flow. I think the best way that your vision board should flow should be where you were to where you are right now and all the things that you need to do to accomplish that goal. And then it should end up with your goal. So the past, the present, and the future. I think that's the best way. Now, you may have another way in mind on how your vision board has to flow. That's fine. But one of the things that you must have on that vision board is your goal. Very important. Now, step number 5 will be motivation. And I'm going to settle here for just a little bit. Motivation, and I call this your picker-uppers. Your rewards, your affirmations. You know, in order to lose weight, where I came from, it's been incredible. I get up, I go to the gym. I don't even want to be in the gym, but I go anyway. Some of the things that I eat, I don't even want to eat them, but I do that anyway because I have a goal. I've reached a point, especially with the Evolve method, I've realized, please talk to me before you embark on any weight loss program. I've realized if you're doing some things that are putting a lot of strain on you, that's so different from the things are so different from what you like to eat. Of course, we can't sit here and pretend we're going to be eating everything. But the things that you're eating have to be somewhat familiar and palatable for you. If you do anything that's too stringent, you do some exercises that you don't like. For example, when I started my weight loss, I was introduced to CrossFit. I don't know if you know CrossFit. I don't even like CrossFit. I love to run. For some reason, I did not like running then. But the one thing I can do every single day is running and dancing. That's just me. For some people, it's different. So you have to figure out things that you can do consistently. And that's where your motivation comes in. In order to lose weight and keep it off, you have to stay motivated for a long time so that those habits that you are learning along the way, you can hold them for a long time. It's impossible to change overnight. You know, I have some people say in order to gain a new habit or to lose a bad habit, it's going to take 3 weeks. No, it's not. It's not. In my experience, especially when it comes to weight loss, you can't tell me that I've been eating sweet things or fried things all my life and suddenly after 3 weeks, I have learned how to drop that habit. No. Give yourself at least 6 months, especially if you started off like me. I am about a total from 1998 when I had my child to now, I'm over 120 something pounds less. Still, if I'm not careful, I can still do some things that I know were wrong. Now I have to pay attention all the time. I do have some things that I've intentionally eliminated from my life cycle right now because I know that if I go back there, I will make a mistake. So back to motivation, and I'm going to give you a few tips. When you're losing weight, you have to make a sacrifice. For example, let's say you were an alcoholic, or let's say you were a cocaine addict. And I say that because food is also an addiction for us who are obese. We are addicted to food, whether we like it or not, whether we want to admit it or not. We are addicted. In the general sense of things, you cannot be addicted to every single food that there is. It's impossible. You can't be addicted to cake and to ice cream and to chocolate and to dodo. And you can't be addicted to everything. Generally, people are addicted to 2 things. Things that are high in carbohydrate and things that are high in fat, generally. And the reason why we get addicted is because we have stimulated the pleasure center of the brain so much that the brain keeps looking for that pleasure center, that thing that gives us pleasure. And I say that because one of the techniques that I have learned to really curb my cravings is a technique of elimination. See, don't tell yourself you can't do it because yes, you can. You want to see some results. You want to think about the biggest thing that you are addicted to. What is that thing that if you start eating one, it seems like 10 of them came behind it. You started off saying, you know, I'm just going to take a bit and I'm going to be good. Before you know, you've consumed so much. I want you to write down that one thing that you start eating and you can't stop. You lose control. That one thing. And when you come out of this lecture, I want you to promise me that one thing you're going to eliminate from your diet for at least 1 year. Not 21 days, because guess what? After 21 days, you go back and taste it and start eating it. Before you know, you're eating this thing and it's 3 months and you're still eating and all your weight is back and you're wondering why. I'll give you an example. When I was young in Cameroon, I never knew a thing called watermelon. Never. I left from Cameroon, I went to Nigeria and Italy. I was not exposed to watermelon. I came to America, I got married at the time, I got pregnant. All of a sudden, I realized there's a thing called watermelon. And then, worse for me, in my cravings as a pregnant woman, that watermelon and ice cream, they seemed so nice together. So I used to take a big watermelon, cut it in half, take a gallon of ice cream, scoop it up in the middle, and mix all that, and I would sit down and eat that half a watermelon and a gallon of ice. Hey, don't judge me, okay? Don't judge me. Yes. I don't know where I used to put it. I don't even know. When I made, and I've been that way with, not so much with ice cream, but with watermelon. Watermelon is not bad if you eat one slice. Now, if you go and level out the whole watermelon, like me, problems. You're gonna have problems with your weight. So that's my elimination factor today. I cannot eat watermelon, and I have not eaten watermelon for the past 3 years. Because, same with a cocaine addict, you cannot pretend that you went to rehab, they've cleaned you out from cocaine, and you're gonna come back home and then you could take just a little taste of that cocaine and you're not gonna slide back in trouble. So I know myself that there's an additional technique that I associated that helped me stop eating watermelon, and it's just associating it with something that's really just not good for me. And so for that reason, I have eliminated that from my diet. So if you want to stay motivated, and staying motivated, it helps us to see that needle on the scale. Now, I'm not going to say I'm fixated on the scale, but it's awfully nice to see that needle on the scale drop 1 pound after another after another. I encourage you, if there's one thing that you take out of here today, one thing, think about your biggest binge thing. What is that thing that you start eating and you cannot stop? Write it down. Put it on your vision board and tell yourself you're going to eliminate that from life. No, you're not going to die. Hey, most of you must be above the age of 30 or 40. Guess what? More than half your life is eating it anyway, so you're not missing anything. It's nothing new. You can get rid of this one thing and you will be just fine. I promise you. Any questions? Log onto my website, schedule an appointment with me. I'll be happy to go over, to have a 30-minute strategy session with you to go over this. Now, back to motivation. And I said, I'm going to sit on motivation for some time because that's the only way that we can lose weight and keep it off consistently. That's the action stage. So the second thing that we're going to practice is positive affirmations. And I say that because those of us who are overweight or obese, we are so used to beating our own selves down. We don't need anybody's help. If you grow up like me in Africa and you're overweight, now I was born at 10 pounds and I never dropped the weight from birth. It just seems like things went up from birth. So I was born at 10 pounds. I was a heavy child. By the time I went into Form 1 at the age of 11, I was the heaviest child in the whole school at the age of 11. And so I really, really, really want you to start thinking about positive affirmations, because when you're overweight and you start struggling with your weight, you get up in the morning, your clothes are tight, you have to wear some undergarments, you have to go through this strife, or maybe somebody said a word to you that just really rubbed you the wrong way, then you start having some negative self-talk. Or let's say you started a diet or you started exercising and then you fell wayward, you convince your own self that you shouldn't continue. And that's how you start to slide back to square one. Positive affirmations are things, and I'm going to show you here. These are just simple phrases that you speak to your own self in love. Self-love. Very important, because when you're overweight, you've made it a habit of negative self-talk so much that at a certain point, you start to leave your own words. So my positive affirmations I have here: I am a blessing, I am loved, because I never used to love myself at this weight. I am healthy. It's important that I say that I am healthy. That helps me. I am happy. Happiness is a big, big deal. Sometimes we're just depressed. Sometimes I'm just not happy. And we'll talk about hormones. If you join the Evolve method, there are certain things that I can teach you that just controlling your mood alone will help control your hormones in a way that you don't build up fat. Just telling yourself you trust others. Give yourself several positive affirmations. And I have note cards also that I write out with my positive affirmations because it just helps for me to tell myself feel good things. And when you feel good, then you tend to stay on track with your eating, your exercising, and your goals. Depression or sad feelings also put us at risk of binge eating. Because sometimes, unfortunately, the relationship that we have with food puts us in a place where we have some sad feelings, we reach out to food, we eat something, thinking it would make us feel better, but it really doesn't, and so we try to eat more of it. Initially, we may feel better because the food tastes so good, but that wears off, and next thing we know, we're eating just to calm our nerves, to make ourselves happy. We're stressed out, we go for food. When you give yourself enough positive affirmations, read those out aloud to yourself every single day, speak them out, speak some good words to yourself. Don't wait for somebody else to come tell you. Speak some good words to yourself. It just helps you with your feelings so that you're not carrying around too many negative emotions and trying to calm down those emotions with food. Next, and we are still here on motivation. Next, I want you to think about, if you're a Christian like myself, I want you to do some research on Bible quotes that can keep you motivated. I always say the Bible, the Word of God, is living. It's living, and it will tell you things that will help you along the way right now. In addition to that, make it a habit of waking up for 30 minutes or 15 minutes or even 5 minutes and talking to God about your goal for weight loss. Just pray about it every single day. It helps bring that awareness again and that vision to the forefront so that you're thinking about it, and through the day you have less chance of failing. So we've talked about positive affirmations, Bible quotes. Next, I want you to think about non-food rewards to keep you motivated. I'm going to show you here on my vision board. Here, this is my weight loss goal, and I have it broken down into losing a pound a week, and that's realistic for me. I have just about 7 to 10 pounds to lose. For me, personally, I'm not sure for you, but along the way, I can move this down here, depending on how much weight I lose. I would move this needle down, and when I get to here, to my goal, this is where I reward myself with something. And on here, I love going to the spa just to relax and get a massage and things like that. Reward yourself with something that's not food. We have to stop the habit of rewarding ourselves with food. You accomplish something, you want to eat something just to celebrate. No, let's stop doing that. Figure out rewards along the way so that when you hit those milestones that you have set for yourself when it comes to accomplishing your goal, you want to celebrate those milestones. Those will help keep you motivated along the way. Lastly, we'll talk about group power. Group power is very, very important to keep you motivated. And a group is just several people with similar goals and similar intentions. And so I have a Facebook group which is free, it's private, everything you post on there cannot be seen. I'm very vigilant, I haven't seen anybody take, and you can't even transfer things from that page out there. But you have people posting about what they're eating, what kind of activity they're doing, and just really things like that that help with weight loss and staying healthy. So I encourage you to join the Evolve Method private Facebook group. That's the power of being in a group. Can you imagine if you went out, let's say you went to a party with a group of friends or women who are not on a diet or not trying to be healthy, and you sit there, you say, you know what, I'm going to just drink water and eat some vegetables. Now everybody starts laughing at you, giving you a hard time. What's going on with you? Why are you not eating? Why are you not joining us? You know, it becomes hard. You go through that 2-3 times. I mean, you just cannot, you're not going to be able to resist these people, or you just give in, or you just don't really want to go. Let's not do that. I'm not saying you should diss your friends and your family, but I'm saying get group power also from a Facebook group like the one we have for the Evolve Offer, because it will only help reinforce your goals and your dreams and reinforce your journey, your weight loss journey. Keeps you motivated. So let's take action here. One of the things I want you to do is to write down 5 positive affirmations, because I just don't want you to go with nothing in hand. Write down 5 positive affirmations, things like whatever you want to tell yourself that's positive, things that you can actually do that are positive, things that you feel or the ways you feel that are positive. You can say, I feel beautiful. You can say, I feel confident. You can say, I can exercise. I am strong. I am happy. You can write positive affirmations around things you want to get. You can say, I have a new vehicle. You can write affirmations about things you want to be. You can say, I'm a better mom. I'm a better wife. I'm a better teacher. Just anything. But tell yourself 5 positive things right now. And I want you to write those down, because those can keep you motivated along your journey. Very important. Okay? We're going to move on to step number 6 in creating a vision board that works. And step number 6 is one of the most important. The most important is figuring out your goal. The next most important is review, looking at your vision board every single day. Your vision board is of no use at all if you're going to write it and put it over somewhere and just not come back to it. It's not going to help you. Your vision board should be in front of you so you can look at it every single day. And your vision board has to be you. Some people create this fantastic vision board that could go into the Oscars. Power to the creative people. Make your vision board yours. Some people take 7 or 8 pictures and they put them here, 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 and there. That works for them. Power to them. Your vision board has to work for you. That's the only requirement, that the vision board works for you. Some people have a vision board that's full of glitter, whatever it is. But the most important thing is for you to keep your vision board in a place that you can see it every single day. It's of no use if you don't look at it and think about it every single day. I'm going to show you a few things on my vision board that really help me every day. I have it right here. Drink more water. I have problems drinking water. I mean, that's just a confession, but that's the truth. I have problems just taking up a bottle of water and drinking it. I mean, it just doesn't go down so easily for me. So I have a reminder right there. Drink more water. In addition to that, I have it also here to drink more water. And what I do when I see this, I actually have a 40-ounce canister that I fill with water in the evening when I'm going to work. And so in the morning, I take it with me so I don't forget. And I make sure I empty it and fill it again and finish it before I get home. That gives me 80 ounces of water. I have that here on my vision board. I also have on here, I calculated my BMI right here, and I know how many calories I need to eat per day. I'm not saying you should run around and count calories, but this is just what's working for me right now. And I put this here as a reminder so I can look at it every day. And why is it here is because I do not eat out of my house. I eat only things that I cook, and I tend to know ballpark how many calories are in every serving that I make. I mean, I just ballpark it. I'm not sitting here and calculating things. But it's 1,500 calories, and the way I get this is every single day, and I've been doing this for a long time. I have one lunch box that goes with me everywhere, to work, traveling, road trip, everywhere, and I pack that lunch box every day. And everything that goes into it is about 1,500 calories, because this is what it's going to take. I know my BMI, I know my basic metabolic rate, and I know how many calories I need per day, and this is how many calories less I want to eat, so I can lose 1 pound a week. So that's just me. It works for me. Another thing that happened to me, I'm just going to reveal it there, and again, don't you judge me. When I lost weight, it seems like my butt disappeared. So I wasn't so happy about that. And so I actually wake up in the morning to do some of these booty exercises, okay? That's why I said don't judge me. Your vision board has to work for you. But I started doing this, and I think I'm seeing some results. So this is just me. And this is the middle section of my board. This is where I put my action for today. In addition to that, I have a calendar because of my goals. I'm actually training for a fitness competition. And so I have to hit certain things every single day. So I pencil those in because that's what I have to do every single day. See, so I can't forget, if I'm training for a marathon, I have my training miles in 3 places: in my vehicle, on my desk, and in my bathroom. So no matter where I go, I have those miles. So I know this is what I have to do today. And that's what it takes to accomplish a specific goal. So for my training, I have to do certain things every day. I have to eat certain things every day because I love to eat. That's how I got to this point. Okay, so I have to make sure the things I'm eating are the right things. When you have a vision board that speaks to you every day, you have less chance of failure. That's why I want you to look at your vision board every single day. We can't wake up in the morning and just jump on the road and jump around and go about our daily activities without stopping to reflect and think that we are going to be successful. The most successful people in the world, John Maxwell, Howard Schultz, the guy in Facebook, what's his name? I forget. These people all have a morning routine. Mr. Branson, they're all billionaires. They all have Lady Gaga. I mean, these people who are so successful, they all have a morning routine of 5 minutes or 15 minutes. Bill Gates has a morning routine that has not changed for the longest time. You want to have a morning routine when it comes to your weight loss. Please try it for at least 1 week, and if it doesn't work, let me know. But you have to wake up in the morning and look at your vision board for at least 15 minutes. Look at all these things that you plan to do. Because if you run out the door and forget, then you have nothing to remind you. One of the things that I did for my vision board, and you can do the same thing too if you want, I took a picture of the middle section of my vision board. Because sometimes really life is happening so fast and I am just running out the door. So I don't want to tell you I'm going to stand there 100% of the times. No. Women, please, I want to also remind you or encourage you that you cannot be 100% accurate in anything when it comes to your diet and your exercise or your healthy lifestyle change. It cannot be 100%. I personally tell all my clients to aim for 75 to 85% accuracy. Because if you think you're going to be 100% accurate, you're setting yourself up for failure. And that's how we start something, and then we just abandon it because we made one mistake. Just tell yourself you're human. The only person who was perfect was Jesus Christ. So yeah, one day I went out and I didn't drink enough water. I drank maybe just a gallon and I did 7 or 8 miles and I'm behind on my water. Big deal. Look, I'm not 100% accurate. Okay, one day I went out and, well, they had, I don't know, muffins at work and they had this, whatever they had, and I had some. Well, guess what? That's life. You are going to have some oopsies. So never ever feel you will be 100% accurate. It's not going to happen. I want you to shoot for 75 to 80% accuracy. And every time you make a mistake, all right, stop it right there and come back to your plan. That's why you want to have it. And if you have your goal or your vision board set out at home, I encourage you to do what I did. Take a picture of it. So if you're thinking, what was I supposed to do today? What is it? I can't even remember my Bible verse for the week. I can't remember any affirmations. I mean, I'm just sitting here just stressed out. Hey, look on your phone. Because you took a picture, then you can carry it with you. And during hard times, then you would, it would help you. Take a picture of your whole vision board. Remember, right here, this is the first part where we talked about my never going back section. I have a picture of that also. Because when I'm sitting there thinking, you know what, I'm just going to go into the break room. I'm just going to eat some of that pizza. Who cares? After all, it's just one time. I'm like, no, wait a minute. Let me pull up my vision board and look. You know what? I never want to go 300 pounds, really. It's not only just the way I looked, it's the way I felt in that body. And it's not only the way I felt, it's the high risk. I was a walking, talking recipe for heart attack or stroke at 300 pounds. High cholesterol, high blood sugar, hypertension. So you don't want to be here. This is the reason why someone will have a sudden death or have a stroke. Again, heart attacks are the #1 killer, all-time #1 killer in the world for men and women. Okay, so that's really how your vision board you should use it. Look at it every single day. Every single day, when you hold your vision right in front of you, your chances of succeeding are a lot higher. Lastly, and this is the last step, we're going to talk about just the last step, which is tracking. We've touched on that slightly here. Tracking your progress. If you make a vision board, you have your goals here at the end. You've got your goals. You've got your journey in the middle, things that you need to do, and where you were. If you don't track it or document some form of progress report on yourself, then you don't have a clear idea of what you're doing. And I'll give you an example. If you put your child in first grade, you won't just say, teacher or school, teach my child. And I'm going to come take this child at the end of the year. And yes, the child has learned. No, it doesn't work like that. Teacher is going to say, hey, I need to grade this child in spelling. I need to grade him in English. I need to grade him in this, in that. And then parents, you get those progress reports and you say, oh yeah, little Johnny, you're doing well. Oh no, little Johnny, what's wrong? We expect this progress of our young children. How come we ourselves as adults, we are not used to monitoring our own progress? So that step number 7 is really important, fundamental for you to track your progress. I personally step on my scale as often as I see the scale. Okay, it works for me. For some people, it doesn't work. Again, if you have any questions, go online, book a strategy session with me. I'll be happy to talk to you for free for 30 minutes, just give you some ideas on where you are and how you can get to where you want to be. Okay, but tracking that progress is important. Like I said, I step on the scale every time I see the walk by my bathroom. I see it, I step on it. Okay, and sometimes when I travel, if I know I'm going to be out of town for over 3 days, I am taking my scale with me because that's what gives me reality check. I'm not bothered about 1 pound, 2 pounds, 3 pounds, but hey, when I start getting to 5 pounds. Okay, no, we have to change something. So you need to monitor your progress. In the general sense of things, I encourage everyone to weigh themselves once a week at least. Don't sit for months and months and months without weighing yourself. I did that, and that's how I got to over 300 pounds, because I was so scared of weighing myself. I thought I was going to get discouraged. No, but we have to face reality. Weigh yourself once a week. It will help you track your progress. In addition to that, you can also do things like I do in my clinic. I love measurements, because sometimes some people just don't lose weight that way, but it encourages them when they see their measurements change. So measure your chest, your waist, your hip, and you can measure your right upper arm and your right thigh and see what changes you have along the way. Very, very important. Tracking your progress is also important because why? That's how you're going to reward yourself, right? You hit a milestone, you can set your milestones however you want. You lose 5 pounds, reward yourself with something. With new nails, a new dress, new jeans, just anything. A spa day, whatever you want. You lose 10 pounds, make your reward bigger. Non-food rewards are very important, okay? So we've talked about the 7 steps to creating a vision board that works. Number 1, contemplation. That's thinking about everything when it comes to your goals and your why. That's the first step, contemplation. The second step is preparation, figuring out the tools. What is it that you want to put on your vision board? Pictures, quotes, note cards, what? Number 3 is laying out the foundation. Mapping out on your vision board how you want that vision from where you are to flow from where you are to the goal that you want to accomplish. Map it out on your vision board. And number 4 is where you actually take all your clippings and these building blocks that you have and organize it on your vision board in a way that takes you from where you are right now to your dream. Like I said, I love the quote that talks about when you envision something in your mind and throw it out there, you can actually step into it because you have that vision here all the time. I'm training for a body competition, okay? So I'm thinking all the time like, okay, now this is what I need to do to get here. So I think about that all the time. That's just me. When it comes to weight loss, you want to think about that and have that in your awareness. Example, if you have a close family member, if my child is ill, I have her here in my mind when I'm going to sleep, I wake up, whatever I'm doing, she's here. So when you're overweight, I want you to consider that you are at high risk of a medical emergency. So you want to have your weight here through your day, and that's what's going to help power you through to success. The biggest reason why people create a beautiful vision board like this and it doesn't work is because they are not thinking about their dream and speaking it out loud. I love to speak out my things. If I'm dreaming something, I speak it out. I say it to myself, I write it down, I review it all the time, so it's right here, and my chances of actually accomplishing it are really higher. You know, even in the Bible, God says, you become what you behold. Whatever you put in front of your eyes, it will show up in your life. It says so in the Bible, you will become what you behold. And I'm going to tell you where I found that because I have it written down here. Let's see. That is actually in Proverbs 23:7. Proverbs 23:7. It says, whatever a man thinks about, so shall he become. Proverbs 23:7. Okay, so your vision board is not going to work if you create it and put it over there. God says you become what you behold. Whatever you put in front of your eyes is going to show up in your life. So I want you to put your vision board in front of you. Look at it every day, pray over it, and thank God. Just thank God that you are claiming whatever goal you have on that vision board. And that's it for today's session. I want to thank you for attending. I am going to save this session, and I will share the link to this recording. Everything is recorded. As you know, I am doing the workouts online, actually right now. In the next 30 minutes, I cannot see questions, but I will go back on the replay and review all the questions that you may have sent during this lecture. I'm going to review those, and I'll bring answers to you on the Evolve Forum. So I really want to thank you. Thank you for attending and participating. Again, if you want to chat with me offline, just schedule an appointment, or you can direct message me on Facebook. I may not look at my Facebook all the time, but I will reply you, and we can just set up a 30-minute strategy session. So thank you for participating, and I'll see you next time. Thank you, ladies. Thank you.